Ursula von der Leyen there, dressed in Ukraine colours, a bit like I am, by accident, saying, yes, come join the EU. Is this a bit knee-jerk and, you know, opportunistic? Is this going to provoke a lot of upset? Can it happen quickly? Is it a good idea? A lot to answer there.
All right. Take it in reverse order. If I was the Ukrainians, no, it isn't a good idea. Can it happen quickly? No, it can't happen quickly. Look, the EU, as I think everybody knows now, is a sort of an octopus. It has lots of tentacles. And when you deal with it, you should always watch out to see what tentacle it is that's going to come out and grab you around the neck. What's going to happen about currency union? Are they going to impose the euro on the Ukrainians? A country that's just fought in blood to recover its own self-identity, to create its own self-identity in blood, in fact. And also, I mean, there is something distasteful, I have to say, about the sight of President Macron and the German Chancellor, whose countries have both been involved in arms trading with the Russians since the time of the illegal occupation of Crimea, now standing up on their back legs. Not only that, in the case of Mr. Macron, doing a great big bear hug, we discover that Mr. Zelensky is even shorter than Mr. Macron. Mr. Macron is shorter than I am. I mean, you know, listen to the words, yeah, but look at what they do. What we see happening is a Germany which, under three chancellorships, has become structurally addicted to, and deliberately so, to Russian gas and oil. Very, very hard to break out of those relationships. And Ukraine, I mean, you spoke of hungry mouths. Remember, it's really the other way around. This has been, since the time of Catherine the Great, the grain basket of Europe. And what we're now faced with is Putin having had more reverses on the battlefield, launching the Holodomor, which is a word from Stalin's time, 1932 to 33, deliberately weaponizing hunger against particularly the poorest people in the world. This is a grim and horrible war. And frankly, joining the EU, well, if I was Mr. Putin, I would talk to Mr. Johnson about joining the Commonwealth. I think it's a much more straightforward relationship.
And do you think that Putin's going to react to this? Because some might say that actually it was that ever closer drift towards the EU, towards the Western European nations that might have provoked Putin into going into Russia in the first place. I mean, he's going to know full well that this offer has been extended. Is he going to react, do you think?
Well, he might like to. I'm not quite sure what he can do. I mean, if we turn to the military tactical situation that you and I have talked about over weeks now, it's very important for viewers to realize that whilst they are seeing certain Russian advances on the Donbass and they're seeing horrible casualties among Ukrainians, that largely is our fault because we talked the talk, but we didn't yet sufficiently quickly walk the walk in providing them with the weapons to defend themselves and to go on the offensive. Because what we have to decide, and I think in this country we have decided, is whether we want the Ukrainians to win, to put the Russian Federation forces into a position of sufficient weakness that when the negotiation at the end of the fighting comes, they will negotiate from a position of strength. Mr. Macron does not want that. He's made that abundantly clear. He wants to insert himself, and of course there is a long, as I'm sure you know, a long, long history of Franco-Russian relations going back to the defeat of the French by the Prussians in 1871. It's all about Germany. It's always about Germany. So it was Russians and French together in the 19th century because of their fear of Germany. And in many ways, it's the same thing still today.
Yeah. Tom,